One lovely dawn in late August, the sun was cresting the tops of the distant hills to pour its golden light over the forest. Gladys Honeysuckle, always an early riser, was already on the wing, more than halfway into her daily journey toward town. She was a hummingbird, as her name implied, and her bright green wings were always in motion, going about 100 miles an hour. Her tongue seemed no different. Gladys had something of a reputation as the town gossip. Conveniently, she was well employed by the Shady Hollow Herald, the town's sole newspaper, where she wrote a regular column about town events and goings-on. Not a prestigious post, perhaps, but one suited to her gifts. B.W. Stone, the editor of the Herald, had kindly provided Gladys with a small desk in the newsroom, making her the first gossip columnist to rate as a regular reporter. This distinction made Gladys puff up her chest with pride and ensured her daily attendance at the paper. B.W. Stone liked all his reporters to be on site, where he could keep his sharp skunk eyes on them. Gladys was a widow, and her chicks were grown and gone. A true empty nester, she looked forward to going to work every day. Further, she was determined to prove her worth to the paper, thus assuring that her job would exist forever. On this particular morning, she left her small straw nest cottage, located high in a beech tree outside town, and flew toward the center of the village in the newspaper office. Peering down the quiet paths partly hidden beneath the leaves, she saw that almost no one else was about yet. She spied only Joe, ambling along the north track, his massive hooves surprisingly quiet on the road. The moose was not by nature an early riser, at least not compared to the bird folk, but Joe wouldn't dream of allowing a customer to wait outside his coffee shop. He was up well before dawn to open the cafe, with fresh Joe ready to serve. He seemed to be at work at all hours, with nary a complaint, despite being alone in the world but for his son, Joe Jr. Servers and cooks came and went. Joe was a constant. Gladys paid Joe little mind while she winged her way over the forest. She had her own issues to worry about. Thank you very much. While she darted over the tallest branches, her buzzing brain was fully occupied with thoughts of her youngest, Heather, who had recently moved in with her new husband. They were both grown, true, but it's a mother's prerogative to worry about her offspring, and Gladys was no exception. Of course, her chick claimed to be happy. They lived off in their own world, a day's flight away. But who really knew? Not Gladys, who uncharacteristically was feeling quite left out of the loop and was rather anxious as a result. This was a state she never wanted to be in. She trembled at the very notion of unheard gossip. Lost in thought, Gladys circled twice over the mill pond, gaining height on an updraft. She glanced down at the water, yet to be touched by sunlight. Coasting on the wind, she spied something out of the ordinary, a shape that didn't quite fit. She swooped back around for another look. What could it be? A sack of some type? A bit of lost wood floating in the pond? She dipped even lower, her natural curiosity bubbling forth. The object broke the smooth surface of the water, shapeless and perplexing in the pale dawn light. It was still and quiet, but it was no clump of weeds or loose log that had drifted to the middle of the pond at the behest of the gentle current. The hummingbird's heart went cold. This shape was getting awfully familiar. Her wings beating furiously, Gladys flew even lower, hovering directly above the body of a toad. Belly up. And not just any toad. Otto Sump.